Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 57 of Cute Little Love Letters, and this one is titled All in One Weekend. But, my queen, see? You cannot leave the village. That's unheard of. You're liable to attacks if you leave, see? He implored, flabbergasted that she would even suggest such a thing. Is there a chance they could be brought here? She then begged, her watery eyes looking down into his. Queen, please don't make me do it again, see? He said in a soft, begging voice. Saria, it was only for a few minutes, and no one else saw you take the baby. She was still so very young when you brought my granddaughter to me in the middle of the night. They didn't know. You told me they were none the wiser, my son and my human daughter-in-law. You told me they had no idea that you had taken her and brought her to me. I know, my queen. I know, but see, I feared an ambush. I feared them catching me and knowing who the baby was, and... His voice quivered as he dropped his head to compose himself, to look back up at her. Queen, I could never forgive myself if the princess had died in my arms. I've devoted my life to looking out for her, see? She's a beautiful Fae girl. She has your qualities. She's an absolute delight. And you tell me all this, and then refuse for me to see her, the queen said in a broken voice. I held her in my arms but for 10 seconds. 10 seconds! I haven't seen my son for years. I've been living the rest of my days in the hopes that I can lay my eyes on them just once more before my final breath. Saria sighed and hung his head, heavy silence hanging over them both as he warred with what to say. There is a way, see, he said softly. Speak up, Saria, the queen said firmly. My queen, there is a way, see, but you'll have to follow my orders, Saria said, looking up at her. See, if you don't do exactly as I say, then this isn't going to work. Saria, you have been a loyal royal guard for many, many years. I trust you with my life, she said honestly. Aye, my queen, and I would rather lay down my life for yours at any cost, see, he said. So, dearest Princess Yin will be in the forest this coming end of the week with her schooling friends. There's a chance I could have you meet and still stay within the cover of the forest, but I do fear the devils of this land. I could not take on more than 5 by myself and protect you at the same time, my queen. This is dangerous, see. If I die after having laid eyes on my granddaughter, then I will die happily. If I could tell her to tell her father, the prince, that all I hold is love inside my heart for him, that my life would be completed. I want them to both know that they are loved and cherished. The second prince, and now heir to the throne, knows none of this. He only knows what the wicked witch told him, she said, tears streaming down her cheeks. I just want my beloved family together again. I know it cannot be, but if I can make amends as best I can, then I will, she said solemnly. Yes, my queen, Saria said, his own eyes welling with tears. I will do my best to make this happen, see. This stays between you and me, Saria, understood? The queen asked pointedly. Yes, queen, understood, see, he replied, bowing his head once more towards her. Same as Denki, you were praying for each day to move faster so you could get to the weekend a little quicker. But by wishing the days to move faster, you are also inadvertently wishing those days of the week spent with Denki to move faster, and that wasn't cool. Was there a way to make each day with him last, but also to move quicker towards the weekend, when you'd spend lots more time with him? If anyone had that type of quirk, you wanted to have a talk with them ASAP. That Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday were busy days with school and dorm life and hanging with Denki. Secret cuddles, secret hand-holding, secret cheek kisses. It was all happening and you were feeling a lot more comfortable with being close with him. Most nights you would spend in the common room chatting, or just in your own rooms messaging each other, but you also had to focus on your assignment too, and so did he. So you'd do your best to cap your chatting with him and promise him that you would see him the next day, and then get back to working on your family history assignment. A few times you called your mum to ask her questions about her family and their quirks, and then work out how that applied to you and the connection that you had with your human side. It was an interesting assignment, and you learned lots about your mum and also about yourself, and by Thursday you almost had it completed. The assignment wasn't due for another 2 weeks, but this was good. Good to get it out of the way quicker. On Thursday you messaged Mr. Sadatori about not being able to come into work that weekend due to being away, and he was fine with that. I'm closing the shop this weekend, he replied. Oh, I need to do a general deep clean of the place and start stock take. It shouldn't take too long, but I need a office day with no customers. Good idea, you sent back to him. If you need some help during the week next week, I could come and help for a few hours. I could even bring extra help if you needed. My boyfriend would be good with anything you needed. Thank you kindly, he replied. I'll let you know. Have a nice weekend. You thanked him and then put your phone down. It wouldn't be long now till the beach getaway weekend, and you hadn't even pulled your bag out. Wanting to make a start on packing, you got up from your seat at the desk and knelt down to reach under your bed. With a heave, you pulled out a suitcase from under there and unzipped it so it was open on the floor. Okay, you thought. Time to pack. What do I need? While you were packing, Denki was also packing. He had opened the suitcase and gently laid the wooden box with the quartz necklace in it, and then stood there grinning proudly to himself, this giant bag only having a small wooden box at its centre. He thought as he stood there and looked at it. I guess I need clothes too. And so he turned around to get some clothes for the trip. Over in your room, you were digging through your drawers to find the cutest clothes you could. You wanted to look your best for the weekend. Pulling some shorts, t-shirts, dresses and skirts out, you put them in the bag and then sat there and looked at it for a second, running through the checklist in your mind. Oh, swimmers, you thought, as you knelt up to reach into your drawer to get some. You had 2 pairs of swimmers. One pair was a bikini set with cute little frills, and the other was a one-piece, but the colour was nice, so you put them both in just in case you needed 2 different styles to choose from depending on the activities for the day. The night wore on a little, and you were getting more and more sleepy, so decided to call it a night and finish the rest tomorrow. You wouldn't have a lot of time to finish tomorrow because you knew Momo had arranged for a bus to come and take everyone to the beach holiday house, and it was leaving the school at 4 p.m. You'd have to rush a little. As you crawled into bed and Denki finished packing his bag and had it zipped up and propped up against the wall, Mr. Sadatori was still working tirelessly at his office. The flower shop had closed at 5 p.m. that day, and he was going through the receipts in the till, making sure that all his books were balanced, but something wasn't adding up. Bending over the desk in his office, he adjusted the overhead lamp and read through the figures again. With a puzzled look on his face and a quick scratch to his chin, he counted again, but kept coming up with the same number. With a frustrated shake of his head, he walked away from the desk and then walked back again, muttering to himself about something. Trying different options, he reached for a calculator and started punching numbers in. The first few tries came up as a nothing value, but then he punched something else in and looked back down at the paper and then back to the calculator, both the paper and the calculator showing the same dollar value. Confused, he scratched his head and put the calculator down. I'll have to have a word with Alex about this, he thought, as he started to gently collate all of the papers together and put them away in his desk. Ooh, is Alex in trouble? Has Mr. Sadatori found something? You'll have to stay tuned for future chapters to find out what happens there, but stay tuned for tomorrow's chapter 58 coming then. I'll see you then.